I'm not a I'm the county manager. I'm Dave Harner, and let me finish real quick. I do have a group of people here that are experts that are going to talk to you about every. As we were saying, we have a group of people here that, well, let me get back to what I was saying first. What we were talking about is the partnership that we have, and during the hurricane, it was very important that we work collectively to address issues, because we have a lot of shared issues, like the road network, people getting back to their homes, how we can get you back to their homes. So we work collectively to make that happen. And again, it's because of that partnership and the regional partnership we have with the municipalities and with our other local counties as well. So today, what we like to do is we have a couple of our experts that want to talk about all the things that we're doing in the city of Bonita Springs. And then hopefully you'll be able to ask us questions based on that. I know there's a number of issues that have been brought up, but we will be able to talk to you about what's taking so long on our beach projects. I know that's a big issue. Okay, that's one. Well, good, I'm glad.
Hey, please, we came here to do a good job, and listen, please just let us do this. We'll make sure all your questions are answered, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, because if we don't address your question, you have the opportunity to ask us a question so that we answer it. So we have come here for a number of reasons. I just mentioned beach parks because that's what we hear a lot of. So that's one of the issues we're here to talk about. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over, and we'll start with DOT. Rob Price, if you could just introduce yourself and go ahead and get into your presentation.
Thank you, Dave. Good afternoon. My name is Rob Price. I'm the director of Lee County Department of Transportation. I've been working for the county for 16 years now, through quite a bit. I want to highlight some of our projects that we've implemented recently and that we have on the books that are coming forward. In 2024, we spent $1.6 million to resurface Bonita Beach Road from Mango to the Fish Trap Bridge. That included some signal upgrades and some American Disabilities Act improvements, so some pedestrian improvements at the signals to make it safer for pedestrians.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me one second. If you don't mind, please allow me to interject. I think a topic of concern that's been mentioned to me is the possible extension of 951. Let me do my best to make it easy on you as the new guy, right? We're not doing that. That's not even on the forecast for the next 30 years. So look, I'm going to paraphrase as the new guy. There's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 projects, and they're being coach me up on this. Tier 1 is the next 10 years, tier 2 is the next 10 years after that, and tier 3 is after that. This isn't on any of those tiers. So, I hope that... and it's not on the city plan either. Okay, please continue. Can we continue now? Everybody feel better?
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Commissioner. Are we done? Are we done now?
Good night, Cleveland!
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking.
All right. So that was fun. All right. So we also, I do want to highlight, we have an additional resurfacing project that is going to pick up from the Fish Trap Bridge where we completed last year and go all the way through Kings Q. That project will also include some highlighted pedestrian improvements right there at the Kings Q intersection. There's a crosswalk there that hasn't been functioning since the hurricanes. We are working to get those crosswalks and the sidewalks all repaired. It's in procurement right now to move forward with the construction activity. So look for that to be coming to our board for approval we expect into May, and it'll be moving forward and completed by the end of the summer, we believe. I'm just going to hit some of the highlights because it sounds like we don't want to talk some of these details. We have done a lot of signal retiming. So signal congestion obviously is a big topic of concern for some folks. Some of the things we've done in Bonita Springs is we've added communication lines to bring communications from the traffic signals back to our traffic operations center up in Fort Myers. It gives us the ability to visually see with cameras and to open the controllers. We actually know what's happening real time in our traffic operations center at all of the signals. We can make timing adjustments. So I would urge you on our DOT website, www.legov.com/DOT. There is a traffic operations center link there. There's a phone number. I think I have it memorized. I'll try to give it to you if you want to write that down too. I see some people with pens. 239-533-5762. If you are at a traffic signal and you are experiencing a unusual congestion issue, you call that phone number. You will be in touch with our traffic operations center staff. They can monitor immediately the situation that you're experiencing and identify if there's a problem and get someone out to make repairs immediately. So it's a really useful tool. Having that communication line really helps us to better improve efficiency of the transportation network. So we have done some retiming projects on 41 in partnership with FDOT from Woods Edge all the way up to Estero Parkway. We also retimed Bonita Beach Road last year from Old 41 to I-75. Let's see, what are the other highlights? Oh, there's some close by here, there's some median improvements that we've made. We closed the Hunters Ridge intersection. It was a safety issue. We developed an access management plan from I-75 all the way through to Bonita Grand. We're partnering with the Midtown Bonita developer to help implement some of these improvements. There's going to be a new traffic signal that will go in eventually at the Publix location and the Midtown Bonita. So we're going to be providing some better access for the folks that drive on Bonita Beach Road. The signal timing will be coordinated with the Bonita Grand intersection and the interstate. So you'll see some good platooning of traffic on Bonita Beach Road. So we think that will be a good improvement that you'll see as well. Roland's going to talk drainage from the natural resources side, but we have made some improvements to weirs in the Bonita area to help with drainage in the last year. Also, let's see, I spoke on that one. We have some improvements that are slated at Bonita Beach Road and Old 41. Currently, there is we call it a gourd area, an area that's a not usable pavement, but it's painted over in the eastbound direction if you're heading from like City Hall east towards the interstate. We're going to take that gourd area out. We're going to narrow the median a little bit and shift the left turn lane a little bit to the north, like towards the westbound lanes, and take that gourd area and turn it into a through lane. So we'll have 3 through lanes in advance of that Old 41 intersection to increase capacity eastbound on Bonita Beach Road going towards Imperial and I-75. That is our very next intersection project on our books. When the money becomes available, which we expect to be in the next 12 months, that project will move forward. Okay. With that, I'm done. I'm going to pass it over. Who was next? Was it Roland?
They're telling us all the stuff they've done, but we want to know what's going to happen. There are 3,500 people in our community.
Yeah, our format is we're actually gonna have the presentation, then we're gonna take a 5-minute break and we've got questions to answer.
I know. Almost everybody here is from our park, and that's what we're concerned about.
Roland. I
Who's
think.
got the
One way in and
slide?
one way
Who's
out.
doing the slides?
Go
Gone.
back to Fort Myers Beach.
This one? This one? I've got about 4 or 5. They're just photographs. I think
Let's just talk.
Or we could start with, or we could go with the, there we go, great, thank you very much. Okay, the two topics I want to talk about tonight is flooding and then also beach nourishment. The first topic is flooding. And when I'm talking about flooding, I'm talking about flooding due to rainfall events, similar to what we occurred back in 2017 with the Hurricane Irma and the storm that preceded that 20 days prior, Invest 92L. Depending on where you're in Lee County, you could have potentially got 30 inches of rainfall over that time span. I'm familiar with Bonita Beach, Bonita area flooding. Been with the county for over 35 years. I was here back in 92 and 95, if those recall the flooding, the evacuations that occurred here back then. When you get that kind of a magnitude of rainfall, it's rather challenging, very challenging, because your system, your capacity of your creeks and streams just cannot carry that amount. In response to Hurricane Irma, we conducted a flood mitigation study, and this map here shows one of the major projects that we're considering in this area. Outlined in red, you'll see that's the Kiker Preserve the county purchased years ago with the Conservation 2020 program. It will basically potentially store a considerable amount of water, and the idea here is to run a berm along that line, along the red line there, Kiker Preserve paralleling I-75, and then run it east to where that yellow line, that's Bonita Grand Mine, they're coming in with a development right down the road here before too long, and then extending that berm south to the blue line down to Keel Canal, which is just right down the road here as well. And so what that will do is, when we get a 10 inches of rainfall, we'll be able to hold it just temporarily and be able to release it into those creeks, Imperial River, Estero River, Halfway Creek, at a rate that it can handle, so that those properties downstream, like along Imperial River, will receive less water and therefore less flooding in the floodplain. So that's the concept. It's a multi-phase project, as you can see. Right now, phase one is the red line, basically the red line from along parallel to 75 and due east to the yellow line. We received a grant from Resilient Florida in the tune of $22 million to construct that. March 28th, we have proposals due from local consulting firms to put them on board to start the detailed design. And hopefully we will see construction. It will take a while because you can imagine all the wetlands out there. This is water that receives area from the Crew, Flint Pen Strand, whatnot. A lot of sensitive land. Environmental permitting will be challenging. But we hope to, proceed construction at least within 3 years to that. So permitting may take 2 years. Design may take about 1 year. So hopefully that'll be significant improvement. The Bonita Grand portion, the yellow line, we've already got agreement with the city of Bonita Springs and the developer, and they are going to be constructing that, I believe, this calendar year. So we'll have that piece in place. The next challenge is that, like I said, is the blue line. There's parcels of land and Crew Trust east of there that have not been purchased. It's important for us to get those lands under public ownership, and then that will complete the project. Beach nourishment, if I could pass on to the next slide. All right, just recently we completed the beach nourishment projects on Lovers Key and Bonita Beach. It was performed by Weeks Marine and a tune of $44 million. Beaches are the #1 tourist attraction to our area, and also visitors and residents alike frequent them quite often, and it's very important to, as you well know. And so this project was, it's several funding sources. We get money from DEP. In some cases, we also got money from FEMA. We also had local government participation through tourist development taxes, but also from the city of Bonita Springs. And this, you can see here, this radius out here, this kind of tough to turn my head all the way around here, but to the left here of that graph, the purple is the Barrow site. That's 30 miles offshore. And sand was pumped in from that area into hopper barges to bring it to where that purple line is, the second orange triangle, and there's basically an offload area, and 2 booster pumps to then bring it onto the beach. Lovers Key, let me get these numbers correct, was 6,100 feet of beach We placed 655,000 cubic yards of sand on that. The middle portion, let me, you can move on to the next couple of slides here. This is just a couple photographs of work in place. That's a portion of Bonita. Then the next slide. And the next, please. And the next. Okay. That's another key template. Now the next slide. So this is the Bonita Beach portion. 4,100 feet is depicted in the red outline to the upper left. That's the standard project that's been nourished since 1995. I was project manager on that initial nourishment project. Subsequently, we nourished again in 2004 and then again in 2014. Beaches naturally erode. They have prevailing winds that shift sand. They move all the time. There's prevailing winds that push us south. So that material, actually, right at the inlet, there's also a local push towards the pass. We have basically a modified project, approved project with DEP for that initial 0.8 of a mile segment up there top. And we placed for Weeks Marine, (4,100 feet), 235,000 cubic yards. So that gives us the remaining balance. In the city of Bonita Springs, because we had a contractor out on the location, the portion that's historically not eroding has suffered significantly during Hurricane Ian and pushed a lot of the sand up and lost some of the elevation as well. We went and permitted from end of our red line down to the county line, and along comes Helene and Milton, and lost even further sound. And so we had to modify that permit. Unfortunately, due to the amount of lost sand, the amount of material to replace was 3.5 times what we initially permitted. So the city of Bonita Springs modified the template basically to stretch the money as much as possible and made the beach continue the wide template that we needed for the full length. And so there may be some areas that we had problems with. There were property owners in the yellow that would not allow us to cross their property. And then other places where the green boxes are, they did not allow us to fill sand in there as well, because this requires public easements on private property, at least temporary construction easements. So we ran into some issues there. The 11th place we completed it was significantly longer, 9,500 feet with 115,000 cubic yards. And we just wrapped up just recently, Weeks Marine demobilized, and they're now on their way to another project. So, thank you.
All right, thank you, Roland. Thank you, Roland. My name is Mac Young with Lee County Parks and Recreation, and this is Ehab. He can introduce himself. I've been with the county for 38 years, and
Yeah, my name is Ehab Gorges. I'm with Construction Management Department.
we're going to give you guys a quick update of projects and updates what we have currently as some beach accesses and also the boardwalks. Just give you some timelines, some dates. Hopefully this will answer a bunch of your questions that you may have for some of those locations. Bonita Beach accesses 2 through 9, 60% design submittal to be received in March and completed design phase by June 2025. Permitting phase to start in May of 2025. Do we have some of the slides up there?
Might have to go back. There. Nope. Go back. There.
The other one. The other one.
How we can get in.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys, an update, we have been working on all these items. It takes a little time to get them all done, so we're going to give you some time frames and some dates to go with it. Construction procurement to start June 2025 with the construction completion by spring of 2026 for Bonita Beach accesses 2 through 9. Boardwalks at accesses 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9. 100% design submittal received, permitting phase in progress with partial permits submitted. Construction procurement to start April of 2025 with construction completion by 2026. Bonita Beach Park, Beach Road, which is Access 1 in Little Hickory Island Beach Park. Little Hickory Island Beach Park, Access 10, was originally closed due to Hurricane Milton. On October 17th, the site was dedicated to use as a staging area for the beach renourishment project, extending from Collier Lee County line and including Lovers Keys Park. The original renourishment schedule had Access 10 open by January 1st, but due to delays related to permitting, weather, and scope of work modification caused by Hurricane Helene and Milton, the scheduled reopening has been pushed back to the middle of the March of 2025. So hopefully we can get that done soon. This project. Yes, yeah, end of March, yes. This project is currently in the design phase as approximately 30% complete. The estimated design and permitting completion, and it will be September 2025. This includes the restrooms and the county offices building at Bonita Beach Park, 2 restroom buildings at Little Hickory Islands Beach Park, and the wooden boardwalks and pavilions at 3 of these sites. The estimated construction notice to proceed will be at the end of March of 2026, with the estimated completion of all 3 locations during the winter of 2027. Sunday, March 9th, XX10 Beach Renourishment Project was completed, and it has been reopened. Big Carlos Pass Park, the design phase has been completed. Construction is expected to begin on October 2026, depending on the Big Carlos Pass Park Bridge completion and FY 2027 funding availability. There will be multiple eyes on this park once it's completed. I know some of the residents, you guys had questions about, the parking area, how it's going to look. But we will have eyes on the facility, including a combination of maintenance staff, park rangers, and also parking enforcement officers. We'll install a 6-foot fence along that area to divide that area from this park. There'll be 86 parking spots at the Big Carlos Park, 71 standard, 3 ADAs, 12 motorcycle parking, and of course, I just mentioned about the 6-foot fence in that area. You want to add anything there, either?
No, I think covered it all, yep.
If anyone has